Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Tuesday, December the 7th. These are the charts of the day. A lot of stocks still did very well today despite the sloppy market, and as a matter of fact, several of them actually were emerging. Let's go over some new ones we haven't talked about. American Railroad Industries, ARII, exploded for $1.74, up 9% on 217,000 shares, which is pretty big volume for that stock, as you can see. The second heaviest volume in the last 3.5 months. But more importantly, took out the April high and the October high with that thrust. It appears at this point you may see some higher levels, and we're looking for a move towards the 25 level on ARII. Audio codes AUDC, which had built a nice little mini base in the summer, broke out in September, ran nicely through October, and then pulled back and consolidated in the month of November. Exploded earlier this month with strong volume, and then the last couple of days has paused or hesitated on lower volume, but it appears the stock may be headed towards a double point around the 6.75 level. That'll be our trading target for audio codes. Cobalt International Energy accelerating after this base was broken in November and retested in mid-November. Scrolling in, you'll see that the stock has moved up from the 9.5 range to the 13.41 level today, closing at 13.26, up 48 cents. But the last three sessions have been positive as the lateral price resistance around 12 was taken out. Next target just ahead, up around the 14 range, should be tagged rather shortly, and a secondary target around 16. That's the all-time high. Compellant really went against the market today as rumors abound about a takeover. The spike in October followed by the flag in mid-November, and then the wedge here was broken out just slightly yesterday, but today was the big day for it. Up 491, 17%, 4.75 million shares, and surging on-balance volume. Spiked the stock up into the 33.5 range. Looks to me like it can get to 38 or 40 short term. Georgia Gulf had a big day today as well, up $1.22. 821,000 shares traded. That's the biggest volume in a couple months. More importantly, though, lateral price resistance at around the 22 level was taken out with a thrust, and the top of the short-term channel was reached. Now, the stock could back off, but if momentum carries it forward here, look for something up around 26.7. Huntsman has been moving strong. This is a member of a strong chemical group. Recently, the stock has moved steadily from the August lows around 8.5 up to 16.90, more than doubling, or just about doubling. And at this point, we're near the top of the channel on a tad overbought, but having just broken out of a 4-day little mini pennant, we could see some additional upside, perhaps even to 18 or 19. Candy Technologies. I want to point out that the stock has been in a nice kind of flag type consolidation here. And despite the fact that volumes have been spiky, the overall technicals have held up fairly well. The balance of power has moved back to neutral, which is positive. Key support around 535 must be maintained, or this stock breaks down technically. But if this is leg one and this is leg two, then look for a third leg up that takes it to the 8.5, 3/4 range. My next trading target for Candy should we get a breakout over 6.25 and then 7.25. Those are your two short-term resistance levels. Kingtone Wireless has been moving sharply and nicely on heavy volume since it broke out about 6-7 days ago. Pulled back a couple days later from there, about the 390 area up to 5.5. Looks like more upside may be had. Trading target around 6.5. Monster Worldwide. Moving strongly since his big breakaway gap at the end of October, then went into a consolidation, another breakout, and then another coil type consolidation. Today, popped 85 cents to more new highs, trading target at 28.5, currently at 24.08. Onyx Pharmaceuticals had a big day, breaking out of a 4-week lateral little flag. Gapped up and then ran hard and jumped 395 or 13.5% on 4.2 million shares. And that is the heaviest volume since July and one of the heaviest volume of the year. It's about the second heaviest volume this year, maybe third. Long-term channel, as you can see over the last several months, points to something around 39.40 zone, and we'll keep that as our trading target. Oxford Industries, the people that make the nice Oxford shirts and other garments, broke out of a 1-year plus base, settled in for a couple of days, and today popped $1.86 or 7%. Looks like the stock has more upside to go, and right at key resistance from the '08 highs. If we get through here, we could see something that moves this stock into the mid-30s. RF Micro Devices, also another stock that has significant little pop today. You can see that the wedge-headed form, the stock broke out today with increasing volume. 16.38 million shares traded today, up 6.66%. And although there's lateral resistance up around 8.5, looks like 9.5 to 3/4. Let's call it 9.5 is my short-term trading target. Sangamo Biosciences, SGMO, been moving sharply in the last 6-7 sessions. Yesterday was a reversal day to the upside, and then today it followed through up another 36 cents or 6.5%. Volume was the strongest in 3 days, and it looks to me like we could be headed towards the 678, 75 range by short-term target. Supermedia, really intriguing me after a big downtrend. This stock spiked up, pulled back one day, held support, and today reversed up 67%. 67 cents, 11%, but the volume was the heaviest of all at 1.5 million shares. And right now, with overhead resistance around 750, we can see a break through that. Look for a move that takes this towards the $10 range. That's my trading target for Supermedia. STEC, right up against key overhead. I'm sorry, wrong stock. STEC popped out of a little 4-day flag today. And if they're holding the trend line and moving averages, looks to me like this one could test as early as tomorrow the 1845.50 area, which is the November high. But I have a target up around 20, 20 and a half, and we'll set that as our trading target for STEC. Last, we have a few more synergistics, SURG. After this big coil developed, the stock exploded yesterday. We had a little bit of a follow-through today, and that's important. The stock looks like it's headed for 5. That's our short-term trading target. Cellular, WRLS. After popping and then coiling, the stock moved out the last few days, began to accelerate today, up 41 cents or nearly 7% on 342,000 shares. That's the heaviest volume in about a month. At this point, I'm calling for a move up to the 7.5, maybe 8 zone. ZAG, another important move today, up 67 cents or 9%. 2.2 million shares traded. That's the heaviest volume in about 5 weeks. Coming out of the wedge here, looks to me like a test of 8.75.80 zone may take place shortly. And if it does get through that, look for a move that follows through up towards the $12 range. Lastly today is ZIXI, ZIXI. Also another coil type pattern that was broken with big volume today, up 36 cents or 9.25%. 2.85 million shares. That's the second heaviest volume we've seen on this stock all year, and it could lead to higher levels at the top of the channel. We'll call $5 our next trading target for ZIXI. And that's it for tonight, but be careful out there as the markets exhibited quite a bit of weakness in the last hour. It's going to be interesting to see how we follow through. One last thing for tomorrow that I wanted to point out to you is some of the biotech stocks that had some significant news after, particularly VVUS, and we had one other one that really popped big today. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. But keep your eye on these two stocks. They're dietary drugs. And there's Vivus' stock. Hang on a minute. VVUS. Traded significantly higher in the aftermarket. Closed at 780. We're trading about 880. And it looks like it broke out of this base pattern. Could move up towards the 11-12 range. Looks like the FDA is now going to be approving some of these dietary drugs. That's it for this evening. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.